Hello my friends. Today I'm going to show you some face massage for congestion and sinus pressure. A few hints to keep in mind before we get started. The first being that less is more when it comes to pressure. I have a hard time with this, especially when I'm experiencing sinus pain, because I feel like pressure can feel really nice. But if you're actually trying to drain the lymph and fluid out of your sinuses, then you're going to want to use as light a touch as possible. Our lymphatic system is very superficial, so using deeper pressure, you're not going to be targeting the lymphatic system. You're going to be hitting muscles and fascia and the deeper structures underneath. So go light, less is more. Wash your hands before touching your face. I hope that this goes without saying, but it's something that we might not think about when we're just hanging out in our homes. So it's a good idea to get all cleaned up before you go massaging your own face. Heat is your friend, as usual. It can be useful to do these techniques in a nice warm room or after you've had a hot shower. It can also feel really good to use a hot, wet washcloth and just lay that over your face and sinuses. Or I have this beautiful yoga eye pillow that I throw in the microwave for 30 seconds or so and can put that over my eyes and nose, or you can heat up depending on where you're feeling congested. The glands around your neck, heat could be beneficial in warming the lymph, warming up the fluid, helping things to circulate and move more easily as we do these massage techniques. I'm going to begin by warming up the area around my collarbone first. All of our lymph system will be draining down into this area, so using the pads of my fingers and just a really gentle pressure, I'm going to do little circles and start to warm up this area around my collarbone. And then you can begin to work up your neck. So you can continue with little circles, just kind of warming everything up, loosening everything up. Or you can start with these really very gentle strokes down the neck. And I'm working all in the front of my throat and underneath my jaw. We have a lot of lymph ducts located under our jaws, so being sure to warm that area. Little circles or broad strokes with our fingertips. I would also encourage you to work behind your ears here. So my husband calls this the Star Trek maneuver, because I kind of separate my fingers with my hands and go on either side of my ears and stroke downward. I'm losing my Star Trek form. This doesn't have to be perfect. The idea is just using a light pressure and encouraging the lymph to move in a downward direction. You might also just want to do a little tapping in the middle of your collarbone, or you can be a little more robust as you work down your chest. This can break up some congestion in the chest. It feels nice. So you might have to work with these downward stroke techniques for a while, and you should actually start to feel things move away from your ears. If it was all clogged up in your ears, or if your glands are swollen underneath your jaw and throat, you'll start to actually feel the lymph moving down, which is a pretty interesting sensation. But when you get to a point where that sensation is happening and you feel like things are beginning to move a little bit, that's a nice time to move into the face. I'm going to begin by using the pads of my fingers, again, 2 or 3 fingers, and stroking from the bridge of my nose, down my nose, and out along my cheeks. Again, You'd like to make these movements really broad. It is going to drain from your nose, and it drains behind your ears. So thinking about extending that movement all the way to your ears. If you like that tapping, sometimes that can feel good as well. So like little tapping raindrops on your face, all along your nose and your cheeks. Now I'd like to do a little more sinus work near my eyes. I'm going to take the pads of my thumbs and come towards the insides of my eyes near the tear ducts, and I'm just pressing in and up gently and holding that. This actually feels fantastic by itself. Relieves some sinus pressure. And then you can extend out along your eyebrow bones and do some more of these light sweeping movements along your eyebrows. We actually have a number of acupressure points along our eyebrow bones as well. So you can play with pressing with your thumbs along that area, or using your fingers, using two of my fingers, one kind of on the top and bottom of my eyebrows, to do a little bit more pressure and apply stimulation to these acupressure points. If you're also dealing with a sinus headache, it might feel good to take all of your fingers and apply pressure out towards the temples. If you want to get really crazy, you can combine it all together and do some broad sweeps with your hands and all the way down to the front. Sweeping along the forehead, along the brow bones, behind the ears, in front of the ears. Again, using a lighter pressure and getting everything to move. Those are some of my very favorite massage techniques for congestion in the face and sinus pressure. It's cold and flu season, so make sure that you share this video with someone that you know. They will appreciate it. And if you found these moves to be beneficial, I would love to hear about your experience in the comment section below. Take care.